Hello everyone! Today I'm going to talk about the stories I write, and I will be focusing more particularly on an English story I began, and I will read a few chapters of that story. So, as I was saying, I write a lot of stories. They're often inspired by other stories I read, or movies, or videos I watch on YouTube, or things like that. But some are also stories I imagine in my mind beforehand. They're mostly fan fictions based on manga or other fictions like the creepypastas or Has-Been Hotel, but some are also based on video games I like to play. For those who don't know, creepypastas are fictional horror stories. One of the most famous is the one about Jeff the Killer. As for Has-Been Hotel, it is a series created by Will the Pop talking about adult themes such as violence, sex, etc. She also made another story similar to Has-Been Hotel named Hell of a Boss. Has-Been Hotel is centered around the Princess of Hell, Charlie Morningstar, and the hotel she created to redeem the sinners that live in hell. Charlie hopes that it would convince the inhabitants of heaven to stop the exterminations they do of sinners. Most of the stories that I write are more for adults or teenagers due to the more mature themes they depict, like death, sex, etc. So today, I'm going to be introducing an English story I started writing. The title of the story is A Dangerous Yandere, Feitan Portor X-Reader. This is a story based on the Hunter x Hunter manga, more precisely on the Yorkshire City arc. I had the idea of this story when reading another story that's titled My Guardian Demon. It is a story that was published both in French and in English that I read in French. Despite it being a Kokichiyama x Shuichi Saihara from the game Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, I really liked this story, though it's not a fine-made relationship that I like. The way the story was told was very interesting, and I quite liked the stalker parts along with the kidnapping and sequestration. That inspired me to imagine a similar story for other characters. I was also greatly inspired by some videos I watched on YouTube. There's a series of videos, Yandere Feitan x Listener, made by Navi Hiko. These are videos telling a story about Feitan, a character from Hunter x Hunter, falling in love with someone. Feitan was obsessed with them to the point of intruding their house over and over until the light came back. Before I continue, for those who don't know, the concept of ex-listener or ex-reader or ex-OC in the domain of storytelling is when a character is in a relationship with the person reading or listening to the story, or an original creation created by the story, by the person. So basically, the reader or listener of the story is a character in said story, or can imagine an original character that's in the story. So these were the two things that inspired me for my story. Now, I'm going to read the first two chapters of my story so you can get a glimpse of what the story is about. Chapter 1. You are quietly in front of the store, waiting for Sukuara and Kurapika, who are shopping. You refuse to follow them inside, knowing very well that this kind of stuff always takes forever. However, now you regret it, because you are very bored. You sigh, I should have gone with them. You mutter under your breath before leaning against the wall. Finally, after a few more minutes of waiting, you decide to take out your phone and send a message to Kurapika. Hey, where are you? We're not even halfway yet. Sorry it's taken a long time. It's not your fault. Well, if you still have a long time left, then I just want to warn you that I'm going to go for a walk. I'm tired of standing around doing nothing. No worries, just make sure you don't come home too late. You know I plan to join you once you're done, so why are you telling me that? Sorry, I didn't know. In that case, we'll send you a message when we're finished. That works, see you. After the last message, you put your phone away and go for a walk. After a few minutes, you end up arriving near a group. Several people surround 4 other people, a man with a blue jacket, a young boy with silver hair holding a box in his hand, and a boy dressed in green sitting at a table, arm wrestling with a young girl who does not seem no older than you, with black hair and wearing glasses. Turning your head slightly towards an alley, you notice two other people who are also watching the arm wrestling match. A rather small boy with dark hair, wearing dark clothes and with a mask covering his mouth and his nose, and a tall, fairly muscular one with black hair as well. The little one seems to have noticed you, or at least he felt your aura, because he turns his head slightly towards you, planting his gaze in yours. Immediately, you quickly look away before seeing the girl with glasses joining them. Seeing that no one else dared to challenge the boy, you decide to try your luck. You then approach the trio before facing the boy. "Ah, another participant! Tell me, what's your name?" "Your name? My name is your name." "Oh, delighted! I'm Gon." "Nice to meet you, Gon." You give a small smile before getting into position for arm wrestling, holding out your right arm to him. Gon gets into position too, putting his hand in yours. While the young man in the blue jacket announces the departure, you feel someone staring at you. Point of view, Feitan. "It's a shame. I really wanted this diamond." "Why didn't you use your left arm, Chizuku?" "It's true. You're left-handed, it seems to me." "Ah, that's true. He extended his right arm to me, so I did the same. I'm going to try my luck again." "No, we don't have time." "And anyway, that would be impossible." "Oh? Why?" "Someone else is already trying their luck." Intrigued by Franklin's words, I turned my head to where the arm wrestling match is taking place. Franklin was telling the truth. Facing the boy now stood the girl with the hair color hair from earlier. This girl, she's interesting. And pretty cute too. As the man in the blue jacket announces the start of the match, the two opponents concentrate. However, for several long minutes, neither of them moved a millimeter, as if they were of equal strength. Finally, it was the young girl who finally made an advance, making the boy's hand lean towards the table. She doesn't let her horror show. She may not be an enhancer. After a few more minutes, and despite the boy clearly using his enhancing nen, the young girl finally made him place his hand on the table, winning. A slight, victorious smile appears on her face as the silver-haired boy approaches her. External point of view. Here. The silver-haired boy hands you the box in his hands, which contains a magnificent diamond. "Well done, you are really strong." "Thanks." You smiled before taking the box before looking at the silver-haired boy. "What is your name?" "Kirua. And he is Leorio," he said, pointing to the man in the blue jacket. The latter waves his hands at you, smiling, while you nod your head. "Nice to meet you, Kirua and Leorio." Suddenly, your phone receives a notification. You take it out and see that you have received a message. "We're almost finished. We meet in front of the door, of the store." "Okay, see you soon." You then put your phone away before smiling. "Sorry, I have to go. My colleagues are waiting for me. See you soon, maybe." "See you soon." With those words, you step out of the crowd before looking at the diamond in the box. I don't need that. "Ah, I know." With this thought, you walk towards the young girl with glasses and her two companions. That's when you notice the little one with black hair staring at you. Once near them, you hand the box to the young girl, smiling. "Here, you're probably more interested in it than me. I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to beat him." The girl looks at you, puzzled, before smiling and taking the box. "Oh, thank you very much." "Well, you're very lucky today, Chizuku. However, I don't understand why you would get rid of a diamond that you could resell for a fortune. Well, money isn't what I like, so I don't need to worry about it. And I'm not really a collector, so this diamond isn't of no use to me. Anyway, with that, I have to go. I have to leave. Bye. You smile at them as you walk away, waving at them. As you walk away, you feel the little black-haired guy staring at you, but you don't pay attention. Once far enough away, you run back to the store where you started. Kurapika and Sakura are waiting for you out front. Here I am. Perfect, let's go home. With these words, you set off for the hotel. Point of view Feitan. Damn, I didn't have time to ask her name. Another time, maybe. Yes, for now we have to go back. We have a job, I remind you. With these words, Franklin, Shizuku and I return to the base. However, on the way, as Franklin and Shizuku talk to me, my thoughts turn to this mysterious girl. Chapter 2. External point of view. Tomorrow. You are quietly getting ready with Vidze to go to the underground auction with her, Tochino and Ivalinkov under dozens of orders. You're getting through it? Yes, I just need you for my hairstyle, please. Sure, what do you want? A bun. No, 2. Okay. After you're done getting dressed, you sit on a chair and Vidze helps you do your buns quietly. This kind of outfit suits you. You should wear it more often. No, thanks. She laughs a bit before finishing your hairstyle. I'm done. Thanks. She smiles, then you hear a knock on the door. Are you almost done, girls? Yes, we're done, Tochino. We're coming. With these words, you and Vidze go out then you join Tochino and Ivalinkov in front of the entrance. Then, you go to the building where the underground auctions are taking place. You stand in a separate corner and look at the present people. There's a lot of people. This is normal. This type of auction is very popular with high society. Exactly. That's why we have to keep a low profile. After some minutes, you enter the room. Vidze, Tochino and Ivalinkov go to sit down while you decide to remain standing, leaning against the wall next to them. You don't want to sit down? No, I'm standing up just fine. As you wish. You watch everyone settle down, and then you all wait a few minutes until 2 men arrive near the desk with a microphone. Looking at them, your eyes widen. Them again? What are they doing here? I know everyone, speeches aren't my things, so we'll get straight to business. Realizing immediately that it smells like trouble, you wave to your 3 colleagues, while the taller of the 2 men stretches his arms out in the direction of the assembly. Then his fingertips come off, and he begins to fire men bullets. Using yours, you materialize a sufficiently large shield and place yourself in front of your colleagues. We have to get out. Hurry! Your colleagues nod and start running towards the exit while you protect them by following them. You see the little man turn his gaze towards you. He looks surprised. Surely he didn't expect to see you here. Point of view Feitan. As Franklin takes care of the congregation, I notice movement. Turning my gaze, I see the girl from yesterday with a shield helping 3 other people escape. My gaze falls on her. I'm somewhat surprised. What is she doing here? Franklin. My partner turns his gaze to me before looking at the girl. Without me saying anything, he understands that I want him to spare her and our comrades. I see the girl look at me briefly before running away. You should follow her. Shizuku might attack her. I don't think so. I keep my gaze towards the door where the young girl was a few minutes earlier. External point of view. Once out, you find yourself face to face with Shizuku. She looks at you, surprised, but does nothing, contenting herself with shifting slightly, inviting you to leave. You don't ask questions and go out to join your colleagues. They are waiting for you in a car with doors on. You get in the front and your boss drives off. Where are we going? We're following those criminals. What? But that's dangerous. Are you afraid, you name? Me? Of course not. You smile and look at the road. After a few minutes, you arrive at a dead end where there are lots of mafiosi and the criminals. Among them, you recognize the girl with glasses, as well as the small one with black hair and the tall, muscular one with black hair. Suddenly, you remember seeing their faces somewhere. So when you get out of the car, you can't help but point out. Say, I don't want to make you panic, but those guys, I think they're Feitan Portor members. Everyone looks at you. Then Kurapika takes dozens binoculars before looking in the direction of the fight. The spider. Am I right? Yes. So that means that yesterday I talked with 3 of them. You sigh, telling yourself that you weren't paying attention. Suddenly, you feel someone looking at you. You notice that it's the little one with black hair again, so you decide to ignore him. Point of view, Feitan. While Uvo is fighting the mobsters, I notice other cars arriving. The people inside get out and I see her again. This girl who obsesses me so much is here, with the new group that has just arrived. I then start to stare at her, but she doesn't look in my direction. Maybe she didn't notice me staring at her. Or maybe she noticed but chose to ignore me. I sigh, not taking my eyes off her while Uvo finishes off the last mobsters. Then 4 shadow beasts arrive and Uvo fights them. Finally, after endless minutes, Uvo finishes off the last shadow beast. Then I see agitation in the girls' group. A young blonde seems angry, and another man holds him back. Then a singing voice comes to us, catching everyone's attention. It only takes me a few seconds to realize that it's the young girl singing. But I'm just getting started. But my eyes on the target now. Just about a month till kingdom come. So give me your loyalty, cause I'm taking the what you see. They'll be cutting me. They'll be cutting me royalty. But still give me your loyalty, cause I'm taking the what you see. They'll be cutting me. They'll be cutting me royalty. They'll be calling me royalty. They say I'm dangerous cause I broke all the cages. No, I won't sit and take it. No. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Oh, 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 oh. She's a battled one, still kingdom come. Oh, 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 oh. I'll never run. Still give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the what you see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. But still give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the what you see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They'll be calling me royalty. They'll be calling me royalty, calling me royalty, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty, calling me royalty, calling me. When she finishes the song, the blonde boy seems calmed down. Wow, this girl has a beautiful voice. I agree. I smile behind my mask. Suddenly, I notice that the blonde has disappeared. Then, I see Uvo being pulled into the air, surrounded by a chain. What? Kurapika! I see the young girl face palm and sigh before hearing her murder. He pisses me off, this kid. Then I see her colleagues giggling before they all get back into the cars. Then the cars drive off, while the young girl stays behind them. So if that story piqued your interest, I've also written other stories based on different fictional media, though most of them are in French. I also have a French version of A Dangerous Yandere, Feitan Portor X Reader, that's called Un Dangereux Yandere, Feitan Portor X Reader. For example, among the unfinished stories that I started writing, my favorites are La Mystérieuse Ascente, which is a story based on the video game Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy that I started writing recently, of which I plan to do an English translation. I also really like Wakfu Destin Croisé, a story based on the cartoon Wakfu. I also like The Legend of Zelda Between Minish and Human Variety XOC, a story that I invented after finishing playing the video game The Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap. And I also like my newest story, Le Destin d'une Héroïne, which is a story based on the My Hero Academia manga. And in my finished stories, my favorites are The Mysterious 17th Student and There's Always Hope Even After the End, which are stories based on the video game Danganronpa V3 King Harmony. And there's also Morgane et Maeva, Deux Super Vaisseaux, Aventure à Galar, which is a story based on the video game Pokémon Sword. Finally, I also have a few short stories that I posted separately on another application. To finish this video, I will tell you where you can find my stories. So, most of my stories can be found on my Wattpad account, on which my username is MorganetheEliatrope. As for my short stories, they can be found on my Tumblr account, on which my username is PortorFeitansimp. Thank you for listening.